and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Local podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy, Lisa, and
Rene,
as we talk about the
things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Don't You Know Local podcast. I'm here with my mom. We're going to do like a little interview. We're going to talk about mental health, and I'm going to ask her some questions, see what she has to say. So, Mom, introduce yourself. Tell us a little about yourself. Yeah.
My name is Gisela Garcia. That is my maiden name. And Gisela Salcedo when I got married. I've been married 48 years. And I have two children, Rene and Fabiola. And I was born in Charapan, Michoacan, Mexico. And I was brought here to the States in 1965. I believe I was like 11 or 12 years old.
Mm.
And our parents first came to East LA. We lived there for a few years. Then we went to Montebello. And then we ended up in Compton, which has given me who I am.
Mhm.
I was raised in Compton from the age of 14 up until now, because Compton is like my second home. My Charapa saw me be born, and Compton saw me grow up and be the person who I am. I have 11 siblings, 11 siblings, and I've been very attached to them since I was born. We haven't left each other. We get together as many times as possible. 3 of them passed away already, and that was Teresa, Balta, and Zenaida. And we have gotten along. Our mother taught us from the very beginning that we have to love each other, that we have to be together, that we have to forgive each other. All the principles that I have are based on religion, the Catholic religion. My mother never received a formal education. My father never received a formal education, but they educated us through the faith in God. And we have all lived through faith. And that is what keeps us going, because God it's the most important thing for our lives. That's who we respond to. That's who we do things for. And it's through the church that we have been able to be the persons who we are. I don't think that we have gotten in trouble. I don't think we have hurt anyone purposely. All the values that we have are based on God, and that's all of us, not just me. All my siblings, we all go to church, and we go to all the devotions that are there to keep us going, to help us. And all the siblings, we're a little different. I was given the fortune of learning English, and to start my life working at a community center where I learned about immigration, about resources, about helping people. I think that has been my vocation, to help people in every way I can. And when I don't know, now I go to Google. Before I used to go to all kinds of resources that the center offer, and my life has been of service to others, and I do it with all my heart. I think God put me there at that center for me to learn how to help people. And I've been doing immigration for at least 50 years, 52 years. I was 20, so I'm 72. Yeah, 52 years. I learned there how to do immigration. It was completely different from the way it is now. And I was able to manage. I work at that center, and then I work with attorneys that do immigration, and then I work at Our Lady of Victory for 24 years, and there I was able to help profoundly and touch the people's lives, the community. It's like I gave myself, not for money, not for what they pay me, but I gave myself to make a difference, in people, because I believe that we have to touch somebody other than our family members, our immediate relatives. I think we have to extend ourselves, and that's the community. And I did it. I worked there and loved what I was doing because it was just resources and helping people and doing administrative work. But administrative work was important, and I was able to deal with it. But what I wanted to do is help people, and that helped me to be who I am, because I learned from them how hard sometimes he, sometimes um, we don't know what's in their lives. What are they dealing with? And I know for a fact that mostly Hispanics deal with a lot of emotions, with a lot of problems, especially in the United States, because they come to a different culture. They come to a different system. And not only Mexicans, people from everywhere that speak only Spanish, and they come here, and it's so hard for them to deal with it at the beginning because they don't speak the language. And I had the fortune of coming here when I was young, and I was able to learn English, not perfectly, but I understand. I do understand the way right now, the way the United States is with getting all the immigrants out of the United States, and I think about back in the when the United States started. My son and we saw a program of how all the Europeans came to America and how they dealt with the weather and with the new land, the new land that did not offer anything, and they had to build it. And this nation has been built by immigrants. So I have dealt with immigrants because the churches normally have resources. So most people that are Catholic, they go to our church, to the Catholic Church, and that's where we extend a hand to their needs. It's not only immigration; it's unfortunately is a lot of problems with their spouses, with their children, with gangs, with drugs. We have to find a place to help them, and basically that's who I've been for the last 50 years. 50 years that I have uh, that I have uh, that I have been who I am, which is serving people.
Mhm. And I think that's one quality I get from you is wanting to help other people. If one of my goals is either with mental health, people podcast, or going to school. Like I want to, right now I'm taking a break, but I want to go back and eventually do social work. And I think I get that from you, wanting to, help others.
Yeah, and your
I
dad,
thank you for that.
and your dad, who was a social worker
Oh,
also.
that too. Speaking of immigrants, how has being an immigrant, you're not now you're a citizen, how has that affected your mental, if it has at all?
I think when I first came, because of the lack of English,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard because it wasn't that hard because we ended up in East LA. So in East LA, everybody spoke Spanish.
Oh yeah.
So everybody we used to go in, and everywhere we went to, there were people who spoke Spanish. So at that time, it wasn't hard for me. Plus, I was a child, and my parents are the ones that had to confront the daily routines of being in the United States without speaking English. So I didn't have it that hard because little by little, I learned English when we moved to Compton. And in Compton, they were mostly African Americans or Black Americans and Samoans. So when I started going to school, I started hanging around with the Samoans because they didn't know how to speak Spanish, and I never tried to be with the African Americans because they used to hang around in groups, and I was I think that's the time when I suffered when I ended up in a junior high, and I actually went to 4 junior highs because we used to move a lot, but we ended up in Compton, and that's where I learned English. Because you learn English when you are immersed in society and your surroundings, and then you start listening, and you just learn. You just learn. So I think as an immigrant, I never felt like an immigrant. Never felt like an immigrant. Now that they talk about it, okay, I'm an immigrant. But at that time, I was just moving to another city. Like in Mexico City, we ended up there after coming from where I was born in Charapan. So we went to Mexico City. So we moved there like several times. So when I came here, for me, this was just another place where I was going to live. I never saw myself as an immigrant.
Oh, okay. Because you were so young when you came.
And I was so young. So I grew up in the United States.
Oh, okay.
And with all the challenges and all the happiness that this country gave us.
Yeah. Speaking of the younger you, hi, Jackie. Welcome to the podcast. He's the baby of the family, of the dogs. What advice would you give your younger self if you could give yourself advice?
If I could give some advice as to when I was young.
When you were young, your younger self.
You're younger. When I was young. Yeah. I lived very happy. I lived very happy, content with what I had. So sometimes, and there was the challenges that youth have nowadays are too different from the way it was at that time. Like we used to go to school, and my mother, we would come home and she would have everything ready because she never worked. So I think the challenge that I had is when they used to have drugs, a lot of marijuana in the restrooms, and I could have started smoking, but my mother always told us that God was watching us, and that wasn't the right thing to do. And anything that had to do with bad things, we would stay away. So a lot of times, I think having a mother that cares for you and that takes care of you emotionally, physically, I think that makes a difference. So I would say that if I was to tell someone, some parent, is it's not to drink, not to drink because it's progressive. And I have never drank a beer in my life. I have tasted them because I'm exposed to that lifestyle, but I never had the desire to drink. I never smoked. My mother was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. We then our siblings, we didn't have friends. We didn't have friends. We didn't need friends because we had each other, and we were all coming from the same role models. The older generation, the younger generation, and we would see good things. I don't think that I would do anything different because what I had when I was young, I continue to instill that in you, instill that in Bobby, and instill that to all my nephews and nieces that just be a good person, just follow God's God's way.
I like that answer. What does mental health mean to you?
I think mental health it's what the system tells you. The system tells you that she's having problems. She doesn't want to do this, she doesn't want to do that, and we can understand her, and then let's take her to the therapist. But sometimes the therapists themselves don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing sometimes. I went to two therapists when I was having problems, emotional problems, and in different ways, and I wanted to see if they could help me. I ended up with one that she started crying on me. And that was when I went. I went because my insurance offered me that. And I went like.
What year was this?
In the 80s.
Oh.
In the 80s, close to 90s. And I started telling her that I have these situations, and then she started telling me, well, and then I said, okay. So I experienced going to a therapist, and I said, okay, so I'm not that bad.
So maybe you went into the mental health, like when you went, it was still kind of like a new thing, maybe. Because nowadays, like when I go to the classes, they teach you not to talk about yourself. Don't push your problems on the client, like the therapist did to you.
Yes.
So maybe it was still kind of a not new thing, but
yeah,
maybe you just got a bad therapist.
No, I think it has to do with your culture, and they didn't understand what I was going through because the environment that I lived in and the environment that an Anglo-American or an African American or these are cultures, these are customs that we have, and we want to help to deal with them. And another type of custom, it's not going to help me. No. They do things different. So I believe that we, in my opinion, I go to God, and God is the one that because of that experience, that disappointed me. So I never went. So I just deal with my simple life. My simple life is what gets me into situations where it will hurt me and I will hurt others. My sin, whatever I'm not doing right in the eyes of God, then I'm in trouble. And I'm going to bring that trouble, that pain and everything that I'm going through to my family, to the people that you love. So what do? Well, stop sinning. Start following and doing the right thing for you, for me, for others. Because I think that's the way I see it. That it has to do with the sin of others affect you, and my sins affect myself and others. So I deal with them, and I deal with them. That's why I read the Bible. That's why I read things that would help me to be a better person.
Well, back to the culture,
The customs.
The customs. Nowadays, the colleges are teaching cultural awareness. When I take classes, it's about not putting your worldview on the client. Like my worldview is like of a Latino male. I grew up with like big family, and if I were to, let's say for instance, a white person be my client, my views are not going to be the same as theirs. So they'd be teaching not to push that on theirs. So they're teaching that now in the like the counseling and like going to therapy. Don't put your views on a client. Find out what their culture is first, and then make a plan. Because if I say, hey, just ignore your parents, like to a Latino person, you'd be like, what? So,
Exactly.
so maybe it's just that was a time back then too, right?
Well, right now, I think it's still the same. For example, if you go to a therapist who lives in Laguna Beach, okay, and you come from the barrio, and then you go and she wants to help all the Hispanics in this area, and I go with her, and the lifestyle is completely different from someone like me coming from the barrio, coming from a Hispanic community, and they don't understand. I don't think they understand our behavior. And and we don't understand them. But we get along.
I think it's getting little by little. It's going to get better.
Yeah.
It's what they're teaching in schools now. All right. Next question. What do you do for self-care?
For self-care, I get myself busy. I am not sitting down thinking of the problems I have. I get myself busy. I exercise in the mornings. I walk your dogs, and then I come and I figure out what am I going to do at home, and what can I do for right now. My life changed because Fabi needs me. And Fabiola, her leg was amputated, and that is something that changed my lifestyle completely because I have to be with her and helping her. So I don't take it personally. She's the one that has to deal with it. I want to be here to physically, emotionally support her and make a difference on her life. Like she can get a caretaker, but I'm her mom, and nobody's done like things that I do now that I used to do when she was a child, a baby. And I go, oh my God, I'm going back to her when she was born, and I go, oh, and I think I have the privilege of doing that because she knows that I love her and that I will take care of her and that I'll be there for her. So I think, like I said, I'm here to serve and I want to serve and I'm helping my daughter.
There's no one better to help than your family.
Yeah. So I don't.
Comes to that, right?
So what I do is I go to church. Talk to God, and when I go and receive His blood, and you know what it is. And I come back with a lot of energy, and He gives me the strength. He gives me everything that I need to fulfill my obligation now. And I say obligation because I'm her mother, and no one can do this better than a mother.
All right. Do you think it's ever too late to start a healing journey? I know sometimes I talk to a guy and he's like, I'm old. It's too late for me. Do you think that way?
I don't think it's never too late. I think that because of our age, we're aging. We're not the same people that we were 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. We're not the same people. We're getting old, or I don't know what other word to use. Getting old, but we're getting old, and our physical strength, it's leaving little by little. Our mental, we have to think now, oh, where did I leave this? Maybe some of you do it when you're younger, but when you get older, you do it more often.
I do it.
Okay.
Always forgetting stuff.
You do it. Yeah, it's some people, I think some people are blessed, and some of them, for whatever reason, have for example, me, I work at Our Lady of Victory, and the pension has helped me. Your dad's pension has helped me, and I think a lot of times when people suffer more than others is when they don't have the economic needs. That makes a big difference. And I used to see it at the church because some people would come to the church asking for I don't have the money for rent. I don't have the money for food. And we would give referrals and we would help them. And I think when you get older, if you just wait for you to get your Social Security assistance, it's not enough, especially nowadays. So I think what was the question again?
Do you think it's ever too late to start using?
So a lot of us have trauma since childhood, and a lot of them don't. They want to forget about it, and they don't want to deal with it, and that's what gives them it gives them the reality that they're living, because they don't want to, they don't forget. So,
your body never forgets.
So
your mind never forgets it.
Yeah.
As much as you try.
Yes, you want to put it aside, but it's affecting you, and especially I've noticed that as we get older, we don't think the same, and our emotions are not the same. Our emotions are not the same. We get agitated in some of us really fast, and then that doesn't help with the relationships in your house, because you're always angry, or you're always, saying bad words. Oh, that's one thing. My mother never heard us say any bad words. We never do the esh, and we never do the f, and we never do all these words that people have. My mother used to say that que éramos corrientes, that we were not educated, that only people who are not educated say those words.
And I know how you feel about me and my cursing.
Yes, exactly. I said, how can you use F, 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 and then you say, I love you from the same mouth? And I go, oh my goodness. So I don't think that it's never too late, because you will pay for it. You will pay for it, especially when you're older. You're older and you never work with your trauma. And then you, by not working with your trauma, then you make others suffer.
All right. So talking about like healing and the older generation, is it how can we facilitate your generation when it comes to the mental health journey or wellness? Is there anything like the younger generation
can help you? Can help us? I think at home, you don't need to have confrontations, because the older person is already set in its ways, and you want to change them. You cannot change this. You cannot change it. Look at all the things that I've been saying. This is I firmly believe in what I'm saying, and you might say, oh, that lady is it's crazy, but you're not going to change me. So might as well work with me.
Work with your beliefs.
With my beliefs.
Your values.
Yes. Yeah. They don't hurt, because all that I want is to love and to give love. So if there's people that don't have the same thinking, then it's okay. It's okay. I'll work with you, But I think be patient. Be patient with us. You're not gonna have us for a long time. When you are over 70, you are an elderly person, and you're set in your ways, and you have to just accept us. Don't try to change us, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You can try in a healthy way and see if it works, but it's like, no.
A couple lighter questions. Describe to us your perfect day.
My perfect day would be not to do so much. Not to do so much. I'm always moving.
On the go.
I'm always on the go. I'm planning things, especially now that uh, that Fabi, I feel a little different, not pressure, a little different. So for me, it would be that someone could help me. Someone could help me and say, "Don't worry about it. I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it. I'll do it for you." Or, "Can I help you with something?" That would be my perfect day. That someone could tell me, "How can I help you? How can I help you?" That will be the perfect day. That I don't have to move so much. That someone can say, "Let me help you. Tell me what to do."
You hear that, family in the area?
It's just so much. And especially because we come from my mother. My mother was a person that had everything in place. And when you don't have anything in place, then you get upset. I get anxiety. That's my anxiety. Not to see everything in the way it's supposed to be. All the sofa with the pillows, the kitchen, everything in its place, the floor, the floor of the bathroom, the garage. So that would be my perfect day. That someone would come and tell me, "How can I help you?" The other day, some family members came to help me. I called them, but they came and helped me. My siblings came and helped me move all the beds and the rooms, the furniture, painted the house. Oh my God, that was the perfect day because a team
Helped you.
Came and gave me support. That was the best day ever. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Chava. Thank you. Who was the other one? Chava. Pedro. Pedro came. I'm gonna call him Pedro now, not Peter or Pete. And then Lilita's husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Lilita came because I did this two times. So that was so beautiful that they came and helped me, and I will ever be.
And I help you when I'm here.
As soon as Rene comes, I always say, Mijo, can you help me move this? Can you help me take this? Can you? Oh my God. And he doesn't say no.
I think I used to say not no, but I used to be angry. That's before I started like my healing. I used to get angry at it. Now I'm like, of course I'm gonna help.
But I never gave up.
Yeah. All right, a couple more questions. What are your thoughts of the Don't You Know I'm Local podcast? Be honest.
Oh, I haven't seen the latest one, but I've seen most of them because Bobby turns it on Sunday night after 12. I think it's helping, and I like the fact that all of you are very happy when you talk and you laugh and do all your stuff. The first part that how did it go this week? I like
the challenges.
The challenges because everyone has challenges, and we just need to know how to deal with them. So I think it should benefit. It should benefit those who have had PTSD, and we all have PTSD somehow. I think if the ones that watch it could call somebody else or send it to somebody else, that would help more people because you give resources, and when you give resources, you are helping them. When you just talk about it and you don't give resources, then what do I do? And I think the part where you at the end you show, you can go here and you can go there, and in every city is different. So you have to give something general like, oh, why don't you go to Catholic Charities, or why don't you go to the health department, the mental health, the local mental health department that helps. And there's more resources. Those are just two that I thought about. So that really helps somebody. It's not just to come come and talk about the situation or the problems or select your theme for that. Bring resources. I think that's what helps everybody that's watching.
We definitely need to do more of that, though. So we're going to work more on that too. I think we do kind of a good job, but
and also 211. It's a resource that is a national line where you call there and and there's a book about this thick that LA County has, and every city has 211, just like 911. Really? Yes. So
you didn't know that. Yes. We're learning something new here today.
I know that's 211. 211. That's a resource number. Just like 911, 211. It's for resources. Where do I go for anything? You think of drug addiction. You think of even food, shelter. Name it. They will help you there, and they will send you you send them. Now it's an email because it changed. When I used to call. Now you don't need to call. You just send an email and they send you the resources. Oh, wow. Yeah. And like I said, it's a national number.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So they'll point you to like each in the city you're in. It'll tell you. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. And lastly, is there anything you want us to know, share with us, some wisdom that you can share with the locals, the locals?
I don't know if I'm entering a dangerous place, but I think in the old times, we women never drank because the husband was the one that drank, and we had to take care of our children. And I don't see that anymore. I don't see that women take care of their children the way you used to when they're drunk. And that's something that I want to say that it would make a difference if the woman did drink, or to alternate. You're gonna drink, and this party you're gonna drink, or this you're gonna drink. I've seen other couples do it like that when they do want to drink. I don't find a need for me to drink because I think it's emotional more than in the traumas, and you want to kill it. and you have to I saw so much at the church of women that came to the church and said, my husband is drinking, what do I do? He wants to do a juramento. Juramento was you would say, I'm not going to drink for is that a note? No, it's not a note. It's a promise. A promise. A promise that you're not going to drink a month or so many, because you're affecting your children. You're affecting your children. I never drank, and things happen. Look at.
Yeah, it still happen. Yeah,
still happen. So I've seen it in parties where they get out of control and they go into a bedroom and they see one of their children there, and it's a drunk person. I know, I've seen it with my eyes. I saw it. And if it wasn't because someone came, they would have hurt your child. So be alert. Be alert.
Drink responsibly is what I like.
Yes. Drink responsibly if you have to drink. But I don't see a need for you to drink. I don't see it. It just messes you up. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I do tell you with my heart, not to drink, because it's progressive. And when you least expect it, all your children drink because of your drinking, because you see it normal in your life. And then sometimes people realize, like, you used to drink a lot and now you don't drink.
I drink here
occasionally, socially. I think that when you drink socially, but when you drink to lose your mind, I always tell Rene, you're going to drink, don't lose your mind. Don't lose your mind, because once you lose your mind, you get into a car accident. You are going to fight. They're going to put you in jail. They're going to do so many things. And that happened so many times at the church where the child is in jail. The child, because they were 14, 15, trying to drink and they don't know how to drink.
No.
So I saw a lot of stuff that will hurt families, And one of the things it's that the mother and the father are the ones that are there, not your friends. Your friends are not going to be there to bail you out or to take care of you if anything happens. They're your parents, and you hurt your parents. And if you say you love your parents, then take care of your parents because drinking is not good.
All right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being on the podcast finally. I know we're not in the studio, but for reasons that you can't make it to Las Vegas now. Thank you for sharing and thank you for answering the questions that we had. Maybe they're a little hard hitting sometimes, but I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed being on this semi podcast that we threw out here.
Thank you. I hope if I said anything that will provoke any anxiety on you or anything, it's just telling you to do the right thing.
You don't mean any harm.
I don't mean any harm. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling you that at my age, 72, by not drinking, I am very happy. Mm-hmm. And I can have patience. I can have all these things because I don't have any traumas that are so serious.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here in sunny California. Mm-hmm. We'll be back in the studios on Monday. It's Easter weekend. Thank you for joining us and hope you enjoyed this. And bye.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
the things we're not supposed to talk about.